Welcome to Bowling Showcase, the only show to bring you everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world, Metro Detroit. I'm your host, Mark Martin. November's here, and the MDUSBC tournament season is starting to fire up. Today, we'll bring you the results of the MDUSBC Queens Championship and the Mixed Baker Doubles, a prelude to the Women's and Men's Series. Thank you once again to Thunderbowl Lanes in Allen Park for hosting all of our magazine shows this season. Owner Tom Strobel, General Manager Vicki Ingham, and the entire staff, they always make us feel so welcome, and we appreciate it. Now we'll find out later in the show about some upcoming activities here at Thunderbowl. Our Bowling Showcase Challenge Series starts with the youth, and you'll get a preview later in the show along with our TurboTech Driven to Bowl regular feature. So let's start by heading over to Marybowl in Livonia for the MDUSBC Queens Championship right now on Bowling Showcase. Marybowl in Livonia was the setting for this season's 2019 MDUSBC Queens Championship. As the premier MDUSBC event for women bowlers, the competition was fierce and competitive, with familiar faces and returning champions all lining up to take a run at the top prize. After 6 games of qualifying, it was Jordan Richard of Tipton who led the way as the top qualifier with a 6-game total of 1441. Her top game in qualifying was a blistering 295. Going into match play on Sunday, Richard stayed in the winner's bracket by first beating Tanisha Burris of Lansing, .236 to 166, then beating defending champion Kathleen Mays of Westland, .177 to 154. Richard next faced off against Nicole Wilson of Westland, and what a match it was. The crowd watched as both bowlers struggled with the lanes, but still competed valiantly. Shot for shot and pin for pin. Each bowler almost mirroring the other on the lanes. When the final pins fell, Nicole Wilson edged out Richards with a 1-pin victory, 179 to 178. That knocked Richards into the loser's bracket and continued Wilson's winning day. Nicole Wilson started the day as the 7th qualifier with a 6-game total of 1231. Earlier in match play, she had beat Brandy Remy of Livonia, 188 to 157. Then Latasha Marks of Detroit, 210 to 172. After her 1-pin victory over Richards, she then had to wait for a challenger to emerge from the loser's bracket in this double elimination format. After suffering her first loss of the day and being bumped into the loser's bracket, Jordan Richard had to beat Brandy Remy, 218 to 173, for the opportunity to avenge her earlier loss to Wilson. So the stage was set for the final match. Undefeated Nicole Wilson squaring off against Jordan Richard. In the first game, Wilson took an early lead by striking on her first 2 balls. Richard seemed to have a little problem adjusting to the lanes and left an open in her first frame. After those first frames, the match settled into a ball-for-ball, pin-for-pin battle. Just like their previous match, the competitiveness of both bowlers pushed the match along with neither lady giving in. In the final frames, Jordan Richard got the count she needed to edge herself past Wilson with a 202 to 195 victory. This being a double elimination tournament, Richard now faced the daunting task of beating Wilson in the second game to take home the title. Another tightly contested, evenly matched battle ensued as both bowlers kept up with the other pin for pin. Finally, in the final frame, Nicole Wilson did what she had to do to shut the door on Richard and emerged the victor with a 188 to 183 win and the title of 2019 MDUSBC Queens champion.
I tried to keep up with the move, try to keep up with my ball switches, making sure I made the right ones, and hope that it went down the lane. My goal was to strike, but I knew I needed a mark, so something makeable was fine with me.
You can't make it any more makeable than a 5-pin.
Exactly, exactly.
How does this sound? Nicole Wilson, 2019 Metro Detroit USBC Queens champion.
I like it. I think it sounds nice.
What a great event, and congratulations to Queen Nicole Wilson on her victory. We'll see many of these women in our next magazine show as the Women's and Men's Series starts tomorrow at Mayflower Lanes. We'll take a little break, so stick around. We'll be right back with more bowling action on Bowling Showcase. The Michigan State USBC provides tournament competition and recognition for men, women, and youth bowlers in Michigan. Pepsi qualifiers take place in your league, with qualifiers advancing to the state finals. The Youth Masters, the premier scratch event of the state, will take place at Thunderbowl Lanes. Visit MichiganStateUSBC.com for entry blanks and more information on the Michigan State USBC.
A lot of professional tournaments. We won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
Welcome back to Bowling Showcase. Thanks again to Thunderbolt for hosting every magazine show this season. Now I want to introduce you to one of the latest additions to the Thunderbolt staff. Come on with me. So I'd like to introduce you to Executive Chef Bob here at Thunderbolt Lanes. So Bob, tell me a little bit about what's going on here and what new menu items you may have put in since you've been here.
Okay, well, we've designed a menu around fresh ingredients, hand-tossed pizzas, fresh sauce, top-of-the-line cheese, a special blend of mozzarella and Munster cheese. The sauces that I'm going to create here are going to be all homemade from scratch, using the finest ingredients available, made with stocks that are homemade. Try to get everything as homemade and fresh as we possibly can.
So it's not just going to be the canned Chef Boyardee stuff, right?
No, it's going to be the real thing. So we're going to have vegetables going into the stock pot, bones, and it's going to be a true traditional sauce.
So how have the customers here at Thunderbolt Lanes accepted the changes in your pizza?
So far, it's been really well accepted. I get a lot of comments on the pizza. I've worked for about a month or two on it to get it to the way I want to see it, and the result is that people are buying it faster than I can walk around.
You can make it even.
Almost faster than I can make it. Yeah.
So you were telling me that you recently took 6 pizzas and never even got past your
I got out the door and they were gone, so I had to come back in and make more. And then the second batch went into about maybe 20 more yards down and sold the rest of those. I had to come back for more.
That's a testament to doing the right thing.
Yep.
So parties, a lot of parties here at Thunderbolt Lane, especially as we get near the holidays. So if I want to bring a party here, can I meet with you and kind of tailor my menu?
Yep, we can sit down, go over menus. We can go over your ideas of what you'd like to see. My ideas, what I can do in my past experience as an executive chef. I have a very great knowledge of food and recipes.
Excellent. So you've been a chef for how long now? your whole
My
adult
last
life.
job, I was executive chef for 21 years. I've been cooking in a kitchen since 1983, and I'm 54.
Very good.
So it's
Very
been
good.
quite a long ride. I also went to culinary arts school, graduated, and just excelled and moved up every 3 or 4 years.
Excellent. Well, it's great to have you here. What kind of changes or upgrades do you see happening here at Thunderbolt with the food service in the next year or two?
Well, what
plans
I'd like to see is reconstruction of our kitchen design, new equipment, make it flow better, more access for people to come and purchase their food and pick up their food, so we can quicken up the food time.
Sure.
Along with possibly some seating for people, and also in the future, I'd like to see people coming off the street just to come in and eat our food.
So you might even make
not
it,
just a
so you might make it to like a small restaurant almost, right?
That's what I envision.
Okay, that would be great. Well, it's great to have you here at Thunderbolt Lanes. You know, Thunderbolt is a big partner of ours in Bowling Showcase. It's great to have you. I'm glad you're here. We're going to test out some of your food, I'm
All right,
sure,
great.
as time goes along.
I'm sure you'll like it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, Chef Bob here at Thunderbolt Lanes. What else can I say? Thanks, Chef Bob. Now let's find out about the MDUSBC upcoming events that you can participate in. The MDUSBC Youth Championship begins a run of 5 Sundays on November 3rd. This always fun-filled event allows our youth members to enjoy tournament competition. The entry fee is only $15 per person per event, with scholarship points up for grabs. The Youth Championship will be held at Century Bowl in Waterford. Why not get your kids out of the house, be active, and try their hand at winning scholarship points? The MDUSBC Women's and Men's Series kicks off on November 10th at Mayflower Lanes in Redford. This is the first of 5 scratch events designed for bowlers to cut their teeth on keen competition. Brandy Remy was last year's Cup champion for the women, and Gerald Johnson for the men. Here's your chance, ladies and gentlemen, to see how you stack up. This will be followed up with the second event to be held on December 8th at Westland Bowl in Westland. The MDUSBC 500 Club Tournament is Sunday, December 1st at Bowl 1 Lanes in Troy. Women who have bowled a 500 series in their lifetime are eligible for this day of fun and handicap competition. The cost is only $22. The cash payout, that happens at the end of the day to those who end up in the top places. This is always a great time and will be even better when you join in the fun. The McKay Pro-Am Invitational Doubles will take place on Saturday, December 7th at Sterling Lanes in Sterling Heights. This annual event raises funds for the Karmanos Cancer Institute and the International Bowling Hall of Fame and Museum. Since 1990, this event has raised over $290,000 for the causes. Call the MDUSBC office at 248-443-2695, extension 105 for more information, or visit mdusbc.com. Here's some upcoming events at Thunderbolt that you'll be interested in. Visit thunderbowl.org for more information. Remember, all our tournament information can be found at mdusbc.com. But now it's time to sharpen your game with TurboTech Driven to Bowl.
Welcome back to TurboTech. I'm Lori Mraz, and I'm here today with our National Sales Manager, Chris Sand, and we're here to tell you about an exciting new product from Turbo called the Wrist Restrictor. Pretty cool new training aid designed to reduce over-rotation of the bowling ball at release or the dreaded backup ball release.
Yeah, we've been testing it here in our facility for about 8 months now. We've been working with a lot of high school students, and it's instant feedback. They can actually use it while they're bowling, so they really enjoy that. It's really simple to use. In years past, we've always had a wrist brace that you can reduce the wrist from going back or forward, but never really help you with the over rotation aspect of it. So simple product here. You get a glove with it. It comes in 3 different sizes: small, medium, medium, large, large, extra large. You also get a forearm strap that you would attach to the forearm, and then this leather piece. This leather piece is the key. So what we would do is we'd take this leather piece, attach it to the stud, wrap it around the wrist according to what your deficiency is, and attach it to the forearm restraint, and we kind of restrict you from doing the bad things.
Chris is actually going to put the device on our student here today and show you how it works.
We now have our student Brad, and we're going to show how to put on the wrist restrictor. So Brad is a right-handed bowler, so we're going to put this glove on your right hand. It is universal. It can be used on the right and the left hand. Brad, go ahead and put that on your right hand. I'm then going to get this forearm strap ready for him to apply to his forearm. This is just going to go over the wrist as well. We apply it to the forearm just below the elbow. Secure it nice and tight. This does have Velcro on it, and that's the key. This is where the leather strap is going to attach to the forearm piece. So for this particular purpose, we're going to try and eliminate the over rotation. So Brad, what I need you to do is I need you to turn your palm out, thumb to the outside of the elbow. Now I'm going to take our leather strap, attach it to the stud. I'm now going to wrap it around the wrist and attach it to our forearm strap. Now, Brad, go ahead and try and rotate your hand. We can see how much he is now restricted and is now going to get the proper rotation. All right, so now we're going to strap Brad in to eliminate his backup ball release. So we can still use the same glove, the same forearm piece, and the leather strap. But this time what we're going to do is we're going to take Brad's palm and we're going to face it towards the ground. I'm now going to take our leather piece, attach it to the stud, wrap it over the wrist, and attach it to our forearm piece now. Now you may feel a little difference when we're doing the backup release because the strap will need to go a little bit longer. So you can see I've moved it up a little bit, but we can now feel we can't exactly make that motion that causes that reverse hook or that backup.
So that's it. Pretty simple product to use, 3 pieces, 2 ways to use it. Find it at your local retailer or at turbogrips.com.
Thanks, Chris and Lori, for giving us those great tips. TurboTech will continue bringing you tips and techniques each month here on Bowling Showcase, so you can keep up with the latest. Time for another commercial break here on Bowling Showcase.
The hug pickup, the home run swing, the drum major high step, the genuine joy, the unforgettable party, the food, the friends, the original social network. No matter who you are, it's always a great time. Grab your family, find a friend, and go bowling.
Metro Detroit USBC, your source for everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world. We support USBC certified league and tournament competition. We provide 11 tournaments for all members of our association, including men, women, youth, seniors, scratch, and handicap competition. The top reasons for belonging to the Metro Detroit USBC are having your average recognized, bonding of league funds, rules of the game, assistance in resolving league issues, equipment standards of the game, charities, and awards. Visit us at MDUSBC.com. Welcome back. As a prelude to our highly successful women's and men's series, we put the two together for a mixed Baker doubles right here at Thunderbowl. The competition was great, and in the end, everyone had a great time, so see for yourself. 42 teams participated in the Women's and Men's Series Mixed Baker Doubles held at Thunderbowl Lanes. This event is the kickoff of the 2019 Women's and Men's Series, which are a popular and competitive part of every tournament season. Each team started the day with 8 games of qualifying, where the individual score of each teammate was added together to qualify. The husband and wife team of Bill and Robin Orlikowski of Grand Rapids were the top qualifiers with an 8-game total of 1762. Amanda Berry of Clinton Township and David Rayum of St. Clair Shores qualified 9th with an 8-game total of 1595. In match play, they beat Tori Taylor of Redford, and Brandon Bingham of Oak Park, 431 to 369. Then they faced off and beat top qualifiers Bill and Robin Orlikowski. $374 to $365. And finally, Anna Heichel of Orion and Mason Brantley of Detroit, $444 to $352 to advance to the finals. Michaela Mitchell of London, Ontario, and Dylan Hunter of Tecumseh, Ontario, qualified 3rd with 1721. They first triumphed over Tanisha and Travis Wilson of Detroit, 444 to 352. Then beat the duo of Jackie and Steve Kozier of Sylvania, Ohio, 452 to 401 to advance to the finals against Berry and Rayum. The final match was a competitive tactical one with strategy as well as high-powered bowling skill on display. Entering the match, Berry and Rayum took the daring step of changing their bowling positions from what had previously worked for them all day long. The change seemed to work as the team confidently knocked down pins and filled frames. Mitchell and Hunter put up a valiant fight over the 2-game match, but in the end, Amanda Berry and David Rayum emerged the winners and took home the title.
I really changed my projection of the ball and making sure I was soft with my speed, because that was a big factor in today and how the lanes played.
We kind of just decided based on the pair and who had the better look going into practice. You know, having 5 minutes of practice on each pair definitely worked to our advantage. And whoever had the better look, we just both kind of made the decision and said, I'm going first. You know, and we let the other person gain the confidence to bowl the 10th.
Congratulations to Amanda Berry and David Rayum for their win in the Mixed Baker Doubles. Now, if you thought the Mixed Baker Doubles was great, wait until you see the Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. Starts next week, right here on Bowling Showcase. And he throws it.
All right, here we go.
All right. Somebody needs a strike in this match. There it is.
All right, here we go.
Come on, Dave.
Carry when you get there.
Go, baby. Go, kid. Remember, it all starts next week right here on Bowling Showcase, the only show that brings bowling to Detroit television. Now make sure you set your alarm and your DVR so you don't miss a minute of Bowling Showcase. We're here every Saturday at 10 a.m. on WADL Detroit for your pleasure. Now if you happen to miss an episode, they're also posted on the Bowling Showcase channel on YouTube.com. I hope you're enjoying Bowling Showcase as much as we are bringing it to you. You can connect with us Facebook, Twitter, or email us at bowlingshowcase@gmail.com. We're interested in your feedback. I'm Mark Martin, and I'll see you next time on Bowling Showcase.